Hey yo, Go Format players, it's Skill Brown Magician here, and I have a spicy deck profile. Thanks to Igor, I ran into him on Dueling Book, and he showcased this super spicy Beast deck, and it's using this really underrated trap card called Beast Soul Swap. So this is my take on his deck. I call this Soul Beasts. So the inspiration, it comes from this trap card called Beast Soul Swap, which says target one beast type monster on the field, return it to your hand, and if you do, special summon one beast type monster with the same level as the monster that you return to your hand. So that sounds confusing. I'll explain more about it in the stratagems. I'll show you all of the intricate plays that you can make with this card. Just stick around to the stratagems near the end of the video. But long story short, it's a type-specific compulsory evacuation device. That sounds kind of situational and it's only for beasts, so like what can you do with it? But if you use Behemoth, the king of all animals, you can get some really spicy, high damage output with this card. You can get up to 4,700, up to 5,400 light points if you use the card correctly. You can also bounce back a Berserk Gorilla. You have things like King Tiger Wangu in hand, so you have this floodgate that's available in hand to be special summoned during your opponent's turn. Crazy. So here's the lineup. That's the trap card. We're also playing some other spice. You'll see that it's a really heavy trap lineup and it's a really heavy beater lineup. So it's just straight up Beastdown, but you have this special trap card, Beast Soul Swap. That's a type specific card, which is super sick. So here's the lineup. Behemoth, the king of all animals, first off, is our boss monster. He's a tribute monster, but he has a really good recursion effect for our beast deck. You can normal summon or set him with one tribute, but its original attack becomes 2,000. We can get around this using Beast Soul Swap. It's super sick. I'll explain it in a bit. But also, this is the important recursion effect for the deck and why he's such a good boss monster. Because when you tribute summon him out, depending on the number of tributes, that's how many beast monsters in your graveyard you can return to hand. So if you tribute him out with one monster, you get to bring back one beast monster from your graveyard. If you tribute two monsters, you can bring back two beast type monsters from your graveyard to your hand. And because we're running all beaters like Berserk Gorilla at 2K, Mad Dog of Darkness, a vanilla beast with 1900 attack and 1400 defense, can't be souped, which is super dope. You can get them back. You can also get King Tiger Wangu because this effect to just straight up block recruiters and block anything with 1400 or less attack is super strong. So you can recur those monsters back to your hand and just keep applying pressure to your opponent. Behemoth, the king of all animals, fits perfectly in this deck, and he interacts with Beast Soul Swap in such an interesting way. We have Ashura Priest just to get through their goat tokens. Also, swings through all the recruiters if they somehow have it on the field. Tribe Infecting Virus just gets rid of problematic monsters. We can sometimes bounce back. We can discard our beast type monsters and then tribute off to get them back. So we have a lot of ways to recur things that we discard. Plus, Tribe's just a really good card. We play the Trinity. We have Double Knock. And then here, I really like the double brain control because Behemoth does not specify. As long as you're tributing off monsters, you get to bring back beasts from your graveyard. So you can take your opponent's monster, tribute it off, and then get a beast from your graveyard back to your hand, which is a really nice play. Also, we play a lot of back row hate. We have Heavy Storm. We opt out of the MST because we're playing Triple Dust Tornado instead because the secondary effect is just so good. It allows you to set a spell or trap from your hand during their end phase. So let's say during their turn, they go battle phase, attack into your stuff, maybe they set something, then they go main phase 2, set one card, end turn. In their end phase, you can flip Dust Tornado, pop their back row, and then set your other cards like Solemn to guarantee whatever play you're going into. You can set things like Royal Command, which is another disgusting floodgate that we're playing in the deck. You can also set Beast Soul Swap just to protect your beasts next turn in case they still have back row. Allows you to set any of your Trinity traps. Also to set a Call of the Haunted to go for more aggressive plays. Man, Dust Tornado is so good in this deck because we're running so many good trap cards that we want to see live. And we can cheat them out in the end phase of our opponent's turn while also blowing up their vulnerable back row. Such a great card. Royal Command, so good with Royal Command, so good with King Tiger Wangu. Flip monsters' effects cannot be activated, and their effects are negated. If you have this in King Tiger, you're saying no to so many monsters. This is such a fun build. Royal Command wasn't in the original version, but I really like it because everyone plays flips. And if you have this and King Tiger Wangu, it just puts them in such an awkward position and their monsters are just useless. And Beast Soul Swap, you can do so many things and your opponent just starts to lose card advantage while you're putting all of this pressure. It's so nice because you can retain your board with Beast Soul Swap because it allows you to dodge so many things. So basically, here's the stratagems. Here's why you stick around. I hope you guys like the content. Give me a like. Leave a comment down below what kind of deck you'd like to see next. I usually post combo decks, but I really liked this solid aggro beatdown strategy. So comment down below. What do you want to see next? Maybe subscribe. I don't know. All right. So Beast Soul Swap. Here's a stratagem. It's basically like a Strike Ninja's effect because it allows you to dodge things like Ring of Destruction. Because Ring says target a monster. But if you bounce that monster back to hand with Beast Soul Swap and then you special summon out, even the same copy, the original targeted monster is no longer on the field. So it's super nice. It gets rid of things like Ring of Destruction, Snatch Steal, Book of Moon, Raigeki Break, Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. If you can chain this to Raigeki Break or Phoenix Wing Wind Blast, it feels really good because they're pitching a card to use those traps. And then you just dodge the effect and special summoned out the same monster or potentially a stronger monster if you have it in hand. You can use this to even dodge Mirror Force because you can special summon the monster in attack position or defense position. So if you have something like Mad Dog of Darkness, you could special summon it in defense at 1400, and that's pretty respectable. Also, Soul Swap in this deck, it protects 12 out of the 15 monsters, so that protects 80% of your monsters in the deck if you have them on the field. So you want to set Beast Soul Swap as soon as you see it. You want to set it right away, or you want to save it and set it with Dust Tornado. You could also use Beast Soul Swap super offensively because not only can you dodge stuff, but you can attack again. So if you know your opponent has no back row, especially because you dodged with Beast Soul Swap, or maybe you just cleared their back row with Dust Tornado, you can attack with, let's say, Berserk Gorilla for 2000. Activate Beast Soul Swap, bring back another Berserk Gorilla from hand, even the same copy, and then attack again for 2k. That's 4000 damage. This card is so unique. I don't know why anyone doesn't play it because it's so cool. I know beasts are a little limited, but you can do some cool stuff with the beasts that we do have. Another really nice interaction. Remember that Behemoth, you can tribute summon it with just one tribute, but it's knocked down to 2000 attack. But with Soul Swap, it interacts with Behemoth to always special summon Behemoth out at 2700 attack. So even if you tribute summoned him using only one monster and he's 2000 attack, when you use Beast Soul Swap, you pop him back to hand, and when you special summon him back out, he no longer was tribute summoned out with one tribute. He was special summoned. So he comes back out at 2700 attack. So you can use this really offensively. You can go 2k attack, attack in, and then swap him out, attack in again for 2700. You just did 4700 damage to your opponent. Super sick. Also, when you're using Behemoth, you can grab back beasts you just tributed. So let's say you tribute off a King Tiger Wangu, and you're just using one tribute, and then bring him back right away with Behemoth, and you just recur him right back to hand, which is super nice. Allows you to keep up this high monster count, even though you're only running 12 beasts and then just a couple of other staples like Ashura, Breaker, and Tribe. So Scapegoats, man, Beast Soul Swap gets around Scapegoats so nicely, because what you can do if they activate Scapegoats and you have a monster like Berserk Gorilla out, if you have King Tiger Wangu in hand, they activate Scapegoats, you chain Beast Soul Swap, bounce back your Berserk Gorilla, special summon King Tiger Wangu. Now you go chain link 1 back to their Scapegoats. Guess what? King Tiger Wangu is already special summoned onto the field. Their Scapegoat tokens get wiped out. You can take out their Scapegoat tokens in the middle of their turn if you have the right setup in this deck, which often you can, because you can recur back your King Tiger Wangus with Behemoth. You can also just draw them because you're running 3. You can special summon out King Tiger Wangu, clear their Scapegoat tokens. It's super nice. You can also do that with Ojama Trio tokens. We know that Panda Burn's running rampant. You can also do that to Ojama Trio tokens because they have less than 1400 attack. So that's a really nice interaction. So this card, this trap, I want to talk about it. It's Royal Command. It turns their flips into vanilla monsters. It's a continuous effect trap, so it stays out forever. It's permanent until they get rid of it. Also, it's like I mentioned in the deck profile, it's so powerful with Dust Tornado because you can set it in their end phase, and then during your turn when you attack into that face down monster, it doesn't even matter anymore because they're negated with Royal Command. In this deck, Royal Command makes Knock even more aggressive because it essentially just turns Knock into monster removal. And if you know that you can pop their monster and then you can normal summon one of your beasts, you're potentially going in for like 4,000 damage, right? Close to 4,000 damage. And let's say you have Berserk and King Tiger Wangu, that's like 3,700. So if you have Knock, you can make crazy damage pushes in this deck. They'll just have, like, what's common is they'll set a back row, set a face down monster. That's so dangerous against this deck because if you have Dust Tornado set, you can pop their face down back row, set your Royal Command, and then during your turn, if you have Knock, you could just knock them, or you can just have Royal Command negate whatever that face down flip effect monster is, and then swing in. So it's so nice. And like I said, Command plus King Tiger Wangu, it just wrecks monsters. It says no flips basically. They're all vanillas, right? No flips. They're no more. They're not useful anymore. Magician of Fate doesn't do anything for them. Goat tokens, no more because of King Tiger Wangu's effect. Recruiters, no more because of King Tiger Wangu's effect. Thousand Eyes Restrict, same thing. You can stop so many monsters with that combo. So I really like the addition of Royal Command. That wasn't in the original deck list, I don't think. So that was something that I put in there because I had problems against Magician of Faith and Dekoichi and Cyberjar and cards like that. I just wanted to say no to those and continue with my strategy of just pressure, pressure, pressure. So I really like this deck. Shout out to Igor for finding out about Beast Soul Swap and bringing it to my attention. And man, it was cool running into you and dueling with it. I'll show you guys the replays. It's a really fun deck to play. I hope you guys enjoy. And until the next one, peace.